Angus,
The
Chris,
Scottish
how you doing,
Islander.
man?
I was told you guys want to talk about the quarterback at Crespi. Is that right?
That is exactly right, and how he will be spending his time helping your defensive end rehabilitate.
Exactly. Well, I have a plan in place, as you know. I always have a plan.
Okay. Well, what is the plan moving forward?
Well, the plan is, Eddie's going to need surgery, right. And so I'm going to put him on the same plan I put together for Oa a couple of years ago, and that will be, essentially staying ahead of us in our preparations, meaning he'll start studying film for our next opponent while we're getting ready for our current opponent, and it's going to keep him mentally into it. It's going to elevate him, as he studies for all the different personnel groups that we see. It's going to make him a better football player down the road. As after he has surgery, he'll have rehab and everything. So I want to keep his mind into it, like we did with Oa.
Okay, that's for Eddie. What's the plan moving forward with the team? How do you fill this rather enormous gap?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to replace Eddie. Obviously, we all know the type of player he is, the force he can be, and certainly he showed that Saturday the type of player he is. And obviously, we all feel bad for Eddie. He worked so hard to be in the best shape since he's been here at UCLA, and he was playing really well. But the plan is to use two guys, Eli Anku, who is a veteran. This is his fourth year in the program. He played over 20 plays last Saturday, graded out as one of the highest D linemen for that game. Did really well. And certainly Matt Dickerson, who's been a steady backup here as a freshman he was, and he played over 25 snaps last game. So, we're going to use the combination of those two guys to take Eddie's place.
What have you seen from Ely over the last few months that maybe give you a little bit of encouragement that he can step into this role without too much of a drop-off?
Well, Ely's one of the strongest players on our team. He's got great natural strength, and certainly he does a great job with Coach Alosi. But I've seen Ely really evolve in fall camp with his techniques. He's really improved, and now that his wrist is 100%, that's helped him also. But the biggest thing also is, he's got great awareness now what offenses are doing. I think being in the system has helped him quite a bit. And like he told me on Sunday, he just felt that he wasn't thinking a lot on Saturday. He was just playing the game, reading his keys, and playing football. And you guys saw it. He had certainly a very good game.
What are the differences that both he and Matt give you? What type of different players are they?
Well, Ely is excellent versus run blocking, using his strength and his leverage and his fundamental techniques. He does an outstanding job. He's more of a bull rusher when pressuring the quarterback. He's extremely bright. He's a good communicator. So that's what Ely brings to the table. Matt Dickerson brings a little bit more speed, more pass rush, more length. Matt's a 6'5" guy, so he has a little bit more length. So they're in some ways, different, and in some ways they're the same. But I think using those two guys in combination will be the best benefit for us.
With the way the dominoes fall in terms of guys moving around a little bit, does this mean it's more likely that Rick Wade might play this year?
Well, we'll still see. I mean, Rick is still, very active in our game planning. He split time last week with the traveling squad and the scout team, so he was back and forth. So we're going to continue to develop Rick, and as of right now, we're going to have him ready. We have to kind of wait and see whether or not we need to use him.
Is there a particular way the loss of Eddie hurts that maybe doesn't show up in a box score or appears obvious on the surface?
Well, yeah, I mean, with any defensive lineman, we're the guys up front doing the dirty work, and they certainly don't have statistics for that. But, Eddie was a physical presence. He demanded double teams, which, obviously, creates our linebackers to run downhill and make tackles. And anytime you have a guy like that just, demands double teams, it's going to help out your defense. He certainly displays great quickness for someone his size. He had quite a few, actually had a couple of hurries. He had a quarterback knockdown last game. But, he's just a physical presence that is going to grab the attention of any offensive coordinator, and they have to scheme and have a plan on how they're going to handle him. And certainly we're going to miss that.
Is you guys in the situation at this point that there's really not much margin for any more problems on this injury problems on the defensive line, considering where you're at depth-wise?
I think our depth is actually the deepest it's been since I've been coaching D-line here in the 4 years. We certainly have the ability with using Jacob Tuitt and Mariner inside. We have the ability to use Najee Torian. Ainu Tawa has had a great camp. He played about 10 plays last game at the nose guard position. But Ainu can certainly play the tackle position. So we do have some more guys, after Keely and Matt, and I am knocking on wood. So I feel, those guys could definitely contribute, and definitely will see more playing time with Eddie not being in there.